Yeah, I'm not looking at the box score right now because I really don't need to. That's two really, really good teams. Florida State's going to represent our league extremely well. Link and I were wishing each other really, a lot of good luck in the postseason. We hope that potentially we can meet in the Midwest. Back and forth. Both teams fought. At the end of the day, our guys did what they've been doing all season, and they didn't make it a big deal when we went ahead and then they scored. We went ahead and they scored. We couldn't get those shutdown innings, but we got it at the end when it's the most important. And I'm really happy for our guys because we practice a lot of things that don't show up in the box score that we did a good job of executing tonight that helped us win. But I do want to, talk a little bit more about Florida State. They have a really, really good team. They're gonna play really well in the postseason. I'm excited for them to represent our league. They'll represent us extremely well. I personally think they're good enough, not just to host, but to be a national seed. Obviously, I'm not on the committee, but a great win. We're excited to get in here tomorrow and play for an ACC championship.
Thanks, Coach. We'll open up the questions.
Coach, just a week ago you played these guys in Tallahassee. How much did you look at the numbers from that series and just what your eyes saw coming into today?
Honestly, we afterwards we were all happy about it because we didn't have to do as much as stay up as late. You play that many games, the prep was done. Coach Gaines was still in there really early. I've called pitches like him. When you have to call pitches, you're just watching again to see if they're doing anything different. But I honestly didn't. I just tried to get some decent sleep today and show up and know that our guys had just played Florida State and they showed up the same way. We had a chance to have success.
Coach Forbes, McDuffie comes in against arguably the best 2, 3, 4 in the nation. Just speak to the trust there that you built with him.
Yeah, we talked after Florida State. Now, obviously, that series, the heat was real, and he had been on eyes on Thursday. That was game 1. But he really talked to me about, Coach, I will be honest with you. So that's what I told him. I said, you have to tell me, okay, how do you feel? If it's a back here, as long as it's not in your arm, this is the time of year we want to be able to go back to back and even a third day. So we had that talk today. I said, let me know how you feel. He is our closer. We can have him out for the last 3 outs. And fortunately, he that's a tough 3, like you said. Those are 3 really good hitters, and he executed some really, really good pitches. And one of the best players in the country hit a ball hard, and it went right to us.
For all you guys, Jackson and Luke talked about it yesterday, being 1 game away from an ACC regular season championship now. 1 win away from an ACC tournament championship. What's the message, Scott? And then what's the mindset for you players going into that opportunity?
Yeah, this is what they want. Obviously, we felt like we were really close to winning the regular season. Our whole philosophy here, though, is to play as hard as we can every single game, leave it all on the field. But these guys know. They know they're trying to win the ACC tournament tomorrow, and I'm excited about it because I can get on the bus and tell them, you're going to get way more sleep than me and Coach Jackson and Coach Gaines, who was the volunteer assistant in 2013. We left here after an 18-inning game against NC State. I think we got home at 4 o'clock and rolled in here about 11:20 and found a way. So I'm really excited for them because they'll probably have trouble sleeping the night because they're going to want to get up and play.
Yeah, I honestly think nothing changes. At the end of the day, it's just a game. But we're sticking to the process, just doing what we do best and just going out and playing our best baseball. That's all we can do.
Yeah, I think we have a really special group of guys that just go out there and play regardless of who's on the other side. We know if we can control what we control, we've got enough stuff to beat anybody in the country on any given day. So I think it's really special that we just treat every day like another day and play.
Scott, could you address, it obviously worked out well, but bringing in your normal Sunday starter out of the bullpen and Aiden, and where does that leave you tomorrow?
You know what? We made a decision. We had a plan, and we felt like this was the best plan. I watched the LSU game. I think it was against A&M, and I've known Jay a long time. And ultimately, we do want to win the ACC tournament tomorrow. Of course, we're going to come here tomorrow. We're going to go after it. But we also want to have Aiden House prepared for the regional. And the only way to make sure that he pitched was to get him in that game today. So we had that plan of him piggybacking to Caro. We went to Boaz before because that was the one left-handed hitter in the lineup that we liked that matchup. And I thought Folger looked really good. It was a really close pitch. The umpire told me, he said it was 100% a ball. So I said, that's pretty confident. I'm going to have to go look at the track man after the game, see if it was a strike. But that's what we wanted to do. I thought he got better, too, as he went. But what we couldn't happen is not win that game, and Aiden Houck hasn't pitched this weekend. You have to pitch live. So it worked out for us, and I thought he threw really, really well. I'm just going to have to fight him and DeCaro off tomorrow because they've already told me they're going to be available.
Then tomorrow?
I don't know yet. I have a pretty good idea because we had a plan going into it. I told Coach Gaines, let's sleep on it. I did talk to the person that I feel like we probably will start. But we didn't play Clemson. So, I pretty much have in my mind who I'm going to start, but I'm not going to tell you because I could change my mind. And tonight we will prep really, really hard. Early in the morning we'll prep really, really hard. We haven't played Clemson, and we'll play some matchups for sure. And I'm excited to watch all these pitchers tomorrow. We've got some good arms. And they haven't been out there a ton, but they're going to be out there tomorrow, just like guys had to step up for us to win that championship in 2013.
For Coach and the players, could you guys just kind of talk about the execution in the ninth inning and what kind of went into that? Was there anything done in practice or anything that was kind of working? Like, what were you guys kind of seeing?
You got the butt down.
Well, we had the meeting at third base before, and we were just talking through like what matchup we liked and whether Coach Jackson was the one who pulled the trigger on wanting to sack bunt. And that's something I've been working really hard on since I got here. Something that I really need to get better at. And it was just really good to get that down in a spot that we really needed to. So
He's gotten a lot better at it.
it was bad.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing. We work really hard in practice. Obviously, bunting's one of the biggest things. You got to be able to get it down. And, Perry, French, all those guys, they were able to do it. And I think it just shows what type of team we have.
Yeah, and I'll just add, it's credit to the guys because, Carter French, I've told him if you can't get a bunt down, you're not going to be in the lineup. And he was one of the worst bunters I've ever seen as a freshman. He had a hard time, but he's a tough kid. He kept working on it. Perry had not bunted a lot. These guys are so good in high school, they don't get the bunt much. But man, our coaches, Coach Jackson and Coach Wiersbicki, spend a lot of time. They bunt every single day. So that's something you have to do. You have to get it down to win championships for sure. So that's a credit to these guys. I believe they might led that off, but then we got both those bunts down.
To Perry and Alex. You guys aren't necessarily home, but the crowd here was really loud, especially in the ninth. You hear them chanting Tar Heels. What does that crowd do for you guys throughout the entire game, keeping the energy and momentum?
I think it's something that's special. Obviously, at the Bosch, the crowd gets into it, and I think it just shows, the type of fans that we have. They're here for us. It just gets the team going. It keeps our energy up, and we know that we have the crowd behind us. It's just so much easier to play.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons you come to North Carolina. It's just special. And to go out there and get to play in that atmosphere is really cool, and we get an opportunity to do it tomorrow. So,
Scott, when you're setting your goals for the season and talking about those things, where does this tournament sort of factor into it? Chasing a title, how do you sort of try to approach that just when you're got the season in front of you?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. We meet, I think it was August 19th, was the first day of our first team meeting. And I just asked the guys, what's your ultimate goal? And to win a national championship. And I'd be lying if I said we talked about, hey, we're going to check these boxes off as we go along the way, win the regular season, win the ACC championship. I think that's a given at the University of North Carolina. I've been here so long. Our program's gotten to that point where we expect to be in the running, hopefully, to win an ACC regular season or win an ACC championship. And okay, if you win that regular season, you're for sure probably a national seed, depending on who you play non-conference. But again, it's cliche, but I really believe in it. We just talk about, trying to be our best in everything we do every single day. And if you do that, it'll layer on top, and you'll be in a position like these guys are going to be in tomorrow.
For Perry and Alex, you guys were close to sweeping Florida State down in Tallahassee, came a few outs away, ultimately fell short in the end. How satisfying was it to have a game come down to the wire similar to the third game in Tallahassee and this time to be able to pull it out?
I mean, I think it's awesome. Obviously, you love playing in close games. That's what you play baseball for. But I think this one meant a little bit more to us. Obviously, we lost game 3 and we really wanted to sweep. So just being able to pull that through was awesome.
I think it was cool to go down to Tallahassee and win that series because I don't think we had been tested in an environment like that before we went down there, and I think it just taught us a little bit about ourselves that we can go anywhere and play anywhere and beat anybody. So.
Last question.
On that note, Alex, you've been in those tight elimination game situations in the postseason before. How important is it to get the confidence from a game like this, winning late, to bring into the postseason going forward?
Yeah, it's definitely huge. Obviously, you can't really simulate anything like it. So just to be able to play in a game like this where it means so much, definitely will help our guys in the long run. And I think every game we kind of treat as a super regional or elimination game. So I think just going out there and playing like that just keeps us on our toes and keeps us playing well.
Thanks, guys.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate it.
Tomorrow. 8:45. Dang, we'll get to bed early.